Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Embracing Infinity. I'm Jennifer Rose, and we are on the Sacred Spiral Network. Super excited to be live with all of you here today on a Thursday. So I know we're a little bit thrown off with the days, but Danny and I were talking after he was just on the Love Show, Mr. Danny Santos, our wonderful astrologer. And we realized that there was so much happening with the astrology that it would be very useful and helpful for all of us to take a little deeper dive into what's happening this month. And we actually already had a live planned in early May, but we realized there was so much going on. We wanted to split it in two. So welcome everybody and thank you for joining us. This is going to be really exciting and informative and really helpful for all of us to be able to navigate all of this fiery energy that is in the ethers right now too. So I want to say hi to everybody who's starting to pop on. Miss Evelyn Chesum, thank you, darling. So hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us here too. I see Jennifer McCormick is here as well. So thank you for being here too. Excited. I know you love the astrology too, Jennifer. So we'll have a really fun discussion here today too. So really quick announcement, everybody. Tomorrow for Embracing Infinity on my regular day is Friday. Instead of going live at 12 Pacific and 8 UK, it will be 1 hour later. I've got Colin Walker joining me for that, and we're starting an hour later. So just to give you guys a heads up. And we're talking about the other side of infinity. So it'll be actually a really good pairing of today's show, because we're really going into like what's going on with the cosmic energies. How do we navigate all of this? Because it's all connected. If you understand, as it's moving into like the ascension and like this next phase, I don't think anything's going to be the same after we all get through this month. So hello, Karen Bonifilio. Thank you for joining us, my dear friend. How are you, Queen? Good to see you. Good to see you. So thank you for being here. So without further ado, let us go ahead and bring in the wonderful, the marvelous, the fabulous astrologer and musician, Danny Santos. Hello, my friend. Hello.
Hello. Oh my gosh, what a pleasure it is to be here with you today.
We're so well coordinated today, too.
I know. Look at us, as always. Oh my gosh.
We connect in many ways, including fashion.
Period. It's
what
not
else
a
is
proper
there?
show with Jennifer if we're not popping on some style, you know?
I know, right? We have to be coordinated here. It's just a thing. So
Yeah,
all our
exactly.
friends are here. Danny, too. I want to say hi to Kim Princess, who's joined us here as well. And I'm going to put I dressed all in red for y'all with the fire today. Diana Banks, thank you for being here as well. Labyrinth Criterion, thank you for being here, my dear friend, too. And I'm going to catch up. Kelly got us started here, and then I'm going to be kind of, because I got her on her day off, so I'm helping out with the comments, but she was kind enough with her time to help us get all started and get going here, too. So everyone's saying hi to you, Danny.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah, I know. It's so great. So how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing, I got to be honest, with the amount of planets moving through Aries, it is a powerful force, especially with Saturn in Aries. That's where Saturn is considered in its fall. So you have to think Saturn is the taskmaster. Aries is the sign of intensity and self-actualization. We are being crushed as a collective. But it's to help us rise, okay? So
I'm feeling very tasky. That's true. I'm just like that's like all I can think about is tasks. So I'm like that makes sense with this energy too.
But I'm doing well. I'm in the process just with everybody else. Everyone I'm talking to is like losing their minds on some level. So, but maybe we need to lose our minds so that we can find ourselves.
Sometimes some people say that's the greatest thing ever to lose your mind. So I don't know. Yeah, some too. Exactly. Right.
We're working it,
Too.
okay?
Layla, hello, hello. Good to see you, my
Hey,
friend. Good to
Layla.
see you. Hi, Layla. And Diana Banks, hello, hello again. And Miss Karen Phil, she's saying hi, Kel. She's saying hi. All
Aw,
right, my friend, I'm going to read your bio, and then we've got a whole lot of things to discuss. We got another show
well,
coming on. Forgive me, my mind just went blank. Slipstream is coming on in about an hour, so you all have two shows that you can enjoy here tonight. And then I do believe Michael Zinn will be also be coming on in the live stream of consciousness. So with that, let me tell you. Here we go. All right, everybody. The wonderful and fabulous and fashionable Danny Santos is the visionary leader, an astrologer behind Santos and the Crystal Visions, where ancient wisdom meets modern spiritual practice. With over 20 years of experience in astrology, Santos offers transformative birth chart readings, spiritual life coaching, and shamanic healing infused with compassion, playfulness, and deep intuitive magic. In 2023, Santos traveled to Peru and was honored with the blessing of the Shipibo tribe to serve ayahuasca, a sacred milestone that deepened his path as a healer. A certified breathwork instructor, Reiki master, sound healer, and expert tarot educator. He is a certified platform medium through the Los Angeles Spirit Academy. Santos is also a proud graduate of USC's School of Cinematic Arts. His work has been featured in major media outlets such as New York Post, Vice, Bustle, Well and Good, BuzzFeed, and Outfront. And he's been a guest on popular podcasts, including Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin's podcast, Let's Not Talk About the Husband, and Dates and Mates with Damona Hoffman, and Embracing Infinity and The Love Show with Jennifer Rose. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
hey, it deserves to be in there.
All right. And you all can find Danny on santoscrystalvisions.com. On Instagram and TikTok, he's on Santos Crystal Visions, and also on Facebook as well. You made it very easy for all of us to find you by keeping your
That's it. The
your thing
branding is
streamlined.
unanimous.
I
Although I'm
know,
thinking
right?
of transitioning into the role of Astro Daddy. That might be, that's what
Ooh,
my podcast is called, so.
it's kind of sexy, Danny. I like it.
Whoa.
So, so everybody is loving your energy, as do I.
Aw, I
So
love all of
it,
you.
I know we love you too. Exactly. You've got a lot. You've got a great vibe, and so that I
Aw,
really do love working with you as well too. So all right,
same
I
with you,
just pulled up
Jennifer.
the wrong thing. So all right, my friend. So I know I've got some notes here. So just so we don't miss anything here, we've got a few things going on. We just had a full moon on the 1st. So I know
Yeah.
we're kind of past that, but that's how we started out, right?
Oh,
With the
yeah.
Libra full moon to start
Oh,
things out. And this is more focused on kind of relationships and things like that. Would that be correct?
well, you have to understand when the sun and the moon are in opposite signs of the zodiac, that's what makes the moon full. And so
Oh,
Aries
okay.
is always opposite Libra. So when it's a full moon, that means that those two signs are duking it out in the sky.
Oh
So
my.
I know it's intense. So we've got Aries, the sign of action, self-actualization, courage. And then Libra is the sign of balance, harmony, and justice. So to start the month off, we're like the idea of the self and the mirrors that we are living in. There's a
Hmm.
shattering of old paradigms that have been going on. So we're thinking like, okay, we're entering Aries season. It's all about us rising to the top. But we started this month by saying like, oh my gosh, look at all of these ways that I've been held back, these limiting beliefs, these old relationships. I'm seeing a lot of breakups. I'm seeing a lot of people leaving careers during this time. I'm seeing people reconsidering their identity, their sexual identity, their career identity, because we're being challenged by the universe. Is this what you actually want? And if this is what you actually want, who you actually want to be, or how you want to pursue forward, you're being
Hmm.
tested on it.
Oh, more tests, just what we need,
I
Danny.
know, and it's Aries
Oh my.
too, so it's going to be crushing. The teacher of Aries is Shane.
All those effing tests. No more tests. Bad universe, bad.
Bad universe. Oh my god.
So sometimes I say that. Now I have a very loving relationship with Big G.
Yeah.
The big daddy mommy in the sky. And sometimes, if like one of my friends is hurting or something's happening with their health, I'm just like, God. And then if something good happens, I'm like, good job, thank you.
Yeah, I see Jennifer saying, is it also closing karmic loops? Yes. The
Yeah.
loops. So you have to think Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's like starting a 12-step program. Aries is the first step. We just exited so many planets of Pisces over the last couple of years.
Right.
You have to think like the old paradigm, the old stories are being challenged. Are you going to take, this is the year that we're asking ourselves, do we want to take everything from the last 14 years into the next 14 years? Like what gets to cross the threshold? That's really what this is about.
Yeah. Well, we do need a paradigm shift, even though I'm jestingly complaining a little bit.
Bad universe. Bad universe.
Bad universe. Stop with all this war and famine and destruction and
yeah, really.
and really bad behavior that we're seeing out there. Let's come on.
Patriarchal structures.
Yeah. I know, right? This is why I love Colin. He's kind of like the dad in our community. And I always say, Colin, you give the word patriarch a whole new good and pure meaning. Thankfully for him, we love our Colin. Speaking of, he's going live with me tomorrow. Is that your friend, Brian? Oh, that's Brian Lard. I just put my glasses on. I can't see the comments. Otherwise, I'm like squinting. Hi, Brian. Hi, Kellyanne. Hi, Charlene, who joined us as well, too. And Dom, good to see you as well, too. If I missed anybody, please accept my apologies. Hey, Brian. Hello.
Jennifer says it gets worse throughout the month, Jennifer. It does. But it's like an opportunity. So let's not say getting worse. Opportunity.
More intense, right? Aloha, Vivian. Hello, Kay Weezy. Good to see you all. We are not doing readings today, Kay Weezy, because we got so much to talk about with the planets and the energy. So stay with us, my friend, because it's going to be really helpful, probably more helpful than a reading at this point, because it's really going to help you to understand what you're experiencing within yourself, too.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we kind of went through our full mood. And now, so we've got this Aries stellium, and now today is the 9th. So a good day to do this because Mars just entered Aries. So we've got confidence, we've got drive, and then is this burn it all down, or is it light the torch and shine your light? Which do we?
All right. So I always talk about this virtue grading scale that I've created.
Ooh, I like that.
I know you guys can't really see it from here, but at the top it says master lesson, and at the bottom it says master teacher. So each sign of the zodiac has a spectrum. Aries is the sign of action. Action requires that you got to do something, you got to move. So if you take action and it creates shame or violence, you're going in the wrong direction. But if you take action and it creates self-actualization or authenticity or courage, we're moving in the right direction. So shame is the master teacher. The feeling of, I'm not good enough, I can't be who I am, I don't deserve to be who I am.
Right.
The universe, God, religion, my parents, society is refusing to allow me to be who I am.
Right. All the programming, too.
All of the programming.
And it really gets that simple because, and this is what I've explained many times, is that everybody's walking around with these thoughts in the back of their head. It's universal. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. There's something wrong with me. I'm invisible. And it's like people don't realize that almost everybody's walking around with those thoughts. And that's why you see things that you do that you don't understand, or that you question, or that you don't like, and things like that too. And so we're not only doing ourselves a favor in self-actualizing, in taking those limiting beliefs out of our belief system and replacing them with positive beliefs of who we know we are. But we're doing society a favor, the world a favor, the universe a favor by changing who we think we are and becoming more authentic to ourselves. Correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the light, the torch energy, like the authenticity, the growth, that. But as far as the burn it all down, some of that does need to.
Well,
old paradigms, old outdated beliefs.
It's both at the same time. So, this is very personal, but I feel like it's okay to share this. As you know, Jennifer, I've been having this huge question mark, like, am I allowed to be gay? Is it okay for me to be my authentic self? And a good example of the burn it down narrative is I've been forced to face the trauma of my religious upbringing over the last like
Right.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's been so in my face. The universe is shoving it down my throat. It's not okay to be
Hmm.
gay. And what that shame is teaching is authenticity.
Yep.
That's the purpose
Yeah.
of Aries, is to just be
Ooh.
yourself.
I got
So,
chills, Danny. I got
yeah.
chills. So
Well, I
the
finally
spirit,
got there.
the spirit is validating you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
just
That makes
be
me,
yourself authentically.
yeah. Yeah. And it's difficult, like, well, who else could we be? But that's who we think we are or know ourselves to be in the moment too. But and so sometimes we say just be you, and but it's a process, it's a journey to really discover who that is without that conditioning, without the programming, without the limiting beliefs that we have, and we don't realize how ingrained they are and how buried they are. So as torturous as this must have been for you, there is a gift in getting it up and out, and
Yeah.
illuminating it, and getting it out of your system so you can just like really shine, baby.
Yes.
Sammy.
But also, us as individuals being our
Mhm.
authentic selves reverberates out into the world, you
Yes,
know?
exactly, exactly. So it's a gift to the world to be good to ourselves and to claim who we are and to stand in our truth,
Yes, and
right?
the best example I have, so in astrology, there's what's known as the North Node, and that's going to be the destiny that somebody needs to learn to develop within themselves or the qualities of a particular sign in order to
Mhm.
self-actualize. So
Ah,
we think about Rosa Parks had her North Node in Aries. So
ah,
her destiny is to authentically be herself with courage in order to self-actualize. So, by advocating for herself to not move to the back of the bus during the civil rights movements when
mhm.
blacks were not allowed to sit in the like towards the
Yeah,
door,
yeah.
she said, "I'm sorry, but I do not want to move." She refused because her feet hurt. She was authentically herself. And by just authentically
Mhm.
being herself, she sparked a revolution in the civil rights movement. Her
Yeah,
name will
baby.
live
Yes, she
for.
did.
But that's Aries. She stepped into that North
Yes,
Node.
yes, she did.
So
Yes, she
look
did.
how authentically being yourself not only
Yeah.
helps yourself, it benefits others and it benefits the world. That's what Aries is here to do.
Thank goodness. Sometimes people give Aries a bad rap, and it's just all wrong because they don't even know.
Well, because so much of the sign is about shame,
Yeah.
it's like that's what Aries are up against, shame. The pain of going through shame. Shame has a lot to do with suppression and suffocation.
Hmm. Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
suppressing or suffocating your authentic self,
Hmm.
that's going to kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
Shame
And
can kill you.
it happens in all kinds of ways. So just like for us women too, having to suppress our voice, having to our empowerment, our drive and all of that, because that's how society has taught us. So it's like a lot of women right now are really shedding the sort of that nice girl programming, which we think is us but isn't us. And
Yeah.
it's like, so that's a big thing too with the rising of like the divine feminine energy
Amen.
coming through too. And it's like we think that's us, but it's not us. And I remember when you looked at my chart, you're like, oh, you cut yourself down for in your relationships, and you made yourself smaller. And I'm like, yeah, I did
Mhm.
that. I did that, trying not to do that anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Too,
and we
I
think
remember.
the future is feminine. So
Yes, it
Aries, yes,
is.
it's ruled by Mars, but
Mhm.
Aries would also be equivalent with the Emperor and the Queen of Wands in the tarot. But don't forget, it's ruled by Mars, the Tower.
Mm.
I
Ah.
believe the future is feminine. The patriarchy is
Mhm.
coming down. We need more female people, more women, more trans people, more queer people in positions of
Yes.
power.
Yes, we do. And Colin Walker just showed up. He's the good patriarchy. he's
Hi, Colin.
he's gonna rename. He's gonna reframe the patriarchy.
Yes, but you know
He's
what?
our spiritual daddy over here.
There's got to be a word. I don't know what the word would be if it's the combination between the matriarchy and the patriarchy. Like, is there a word that's like the
Oh,
co-creatriarchy? The bitriarchy?
That's a good question.
Oh my
Maybe we
gosh.
need a new word.
Maybe we need a
Maybe,
new word.
maybe we need a new word. We need to make a new word. And it would be, isn't that a thing? We make up new words and it becomes like part of the culture. We got to work on that,
Yes, but
Danny. You and me, we
we
can
need
do it.
a co-crearchy. We'll figure it out. We're workshopping it, y'all.
Okay. We're gonna do it.
Equiarchy, I like it. The equiarchy.
Oh, I like that because we're
Yeah,
equal. That's
pinky
very
dominant.
good, Dom.
The
That's very good. I like
equiarchy.
that too. I want to say hi to
Yes.
Tammy, who's joined us as well. She's also an astrologist as well too, so I'm happy to
Hey,
have her joining
Tammy.
us. And Miss Kim Princess and Sherry Daniels is just shared with love. Thank you. Hello, my friend Colin and Heidi
Love you
Gold. Thank you all for
all.
being here. Thank you all for hearting our video while you're on Facebook and thumbs upping on
And
YouTube. We really
share.
appreciate it. And sharing, tagging, subscribing, following, all of that good
Yes.
stuff. So oh, that reminds me, I gotta put your little website there.
Oh, I like Princess
There
Crystal
we go.
Vision
Isn't that
Cardinal.
fancy? I
Yeah.
know. So, all right. So let's get back to here. Okay. So now we've got Mars enters Aries,
Yes.
and we've got so it's this firestorm too. And now we're going to have 6 planetary bodies in Aries, and Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune. And this is going to be all by kind of like mid-month. So like next week, it's all going to be there. So it's like, how rare is that?
This is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that much Aries in anybody's chart. So 6 planets, you have to understand we've got some outer planets that are causing this stellium to be so great. So first of all, Neptune takes like what, how many years is it to go through every sign of the zodiac? It spends 14 to 15 years in every sign. So let's just do a little quick math here. 14 times 12, about 168 years to go through the entire zodiac. And then
Oh my
Saturn takes
goodness.
30 years to go through the entire zodiac. So we're
So
getting a
it's
lot of,
rare.
yeah, this is rare. This is really rare to be getting this level of astrology through this one sign. But it's because we
Right.
are being refined. 2027 is the year of enlightenment, the age of Aquarius, the rise to the 5th dimension,
Hmm.
you know,
Which,
disclosure of
yeah.
ETs too.
Yeah, which is what Colin and I will be talking tomorrow. That's why our 2 shows are paired so well. Thank you, God. Good
Yeah.
job, God. Okay.
Yeah. High fives. High fiving a
High
million
five,
angels.
universe,
Yeah.
God. You did a good job on helping me plan that. You missed our little joke earlier about that. So you do so. Hi, me and my shadow. Hi, Miguel. Good to see you too.
Good to see you guys.
So pretty rare. So this is like paradigm shifting, earth shattering, tower destroying,
Yes.
rebirthing, and
Rebirthing.
I've been talking since last fall about our Renaissance. I'm like, there's a Renaissance coming. So that's the 2027 that you're referring to.
Yes.
So we just have to keep hope. We have to hold our torches while everything else is burning down. Someone's got to hold the light. So we're the torch holders. And then that's going to bring us into our Renaissance. So everybody start painting, singing, dancing, all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
It
this
helps.
is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So
thank God.
I want to talk a little bit about the actual symbol for Aries.
Okay, yes.
So if we look at it, imagine Aries. These are the fallopian tubes. Here's the birth canal.
Ah.
Let's put the letters O-V, Aries, ovaries.
Oh, wow.
Aries is the sign of giving birth. So what's happening is
It's
that
the womb.
it's the
the
womb. It's the divine feminine, just as much as it's the warrior and the masculine and all of that, or the ram.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, well, thank you, Jesus.
I mean, that was just so beautiful.
But,
what you said deserved a hallelujah.
Amen.
So beautiful. It was so beautiful. We're having a lot of fun, y'all.
Well, you have to think, if you're giving birth, you need to be a warrior. You need to be in the seat, strapped in, like, you know, Aries is the sign. The shamanic practice is, that's it. The shamanic practice
I mean, really.
breath work.
It's just a toy, everybody.
Ooh.
Don't get all worried.
So you have to think, if breath work is the shamanic tool for Aries, giving birth requires you have to push and you have to breathe. You know,
Push and breathe. Push
push
and
and
breathe.
breathe. That's the mantra for
Okay.
this month. Push and breathe.
Okay. Now, I love this because sometimes people say action and then sometimes people say no action or just let it be or let be in the flow, let it go, non-act, sort of like a
Not right now,
non-action
baby.
type of thing. I think what you're saying is it's kind of a combination of both, which in my world says it's a wholeness that both have a place at the table, both have an energy because everything has got its polarities, right? So we're experiencing the polarities, but we're learning how to unify them because
Yeah.
it's all about unity in the end.
Yeah. I want to shout
I
out
like it.
my coach, Suri Sawyer,
We love
who
Sari.
I've been working with. She and I had a session today, and
Mhm.
she brought to my awareness this concept of force versus flow.
Yes.
It's the same spectrum. It does the same thing. It's just how are we going to move that energy?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the hardest thing with this work, especially in our like spiritual psychological integration, is to be able to hold the opposites, without breaking,
Nancy.
to rectify, having the opposites. And once we can do that, we're in a pretty good place. So hi
Yeah.
Sarah. Hi everybody who's
Hi,
joined
Nancy. I
us.
love you.
Do you see Nancy? I don't
Yes.
know why I don't see her on
Nancy
here. She might
Maritella,
be
she's
on a
coming through Facebook.
she's not. Oh, there she is.
Yes.
She's right there. I just clicked on her. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Goddess. I know. I was like, girl,
I
you
gotta
just
put
clicked her on the
I
screen.
gotta put my Aries glasses on. There you go. Okay. And
Oh
those
my
were in the
God.
words of Sari Sawyer, by the way.
That's right.
Yes, yes. She does great work with integration with parts work too, which I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of too. So
Yeah. I
is
just,
she here by the way? I didn't see her.
no,
Or
no,
you're
she's
just giving
not.
her a shout out.
I'm just giving her
I'll
a
make
shout out because it was
Yeah,
relevant.
she deserves a shout out. She
Yeah.
does.
And
She's
I just
hi
signed up for
Janelle.
her year coaching. So we're
Oh,
working together.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah, she's amazing. So, okay. Thank you, Nancy, for putting live in there. That
Yes.
helps us. That helps. That's okay. She's like,
Oh,
sorry, I'm late, just coming back from physical therapy. We're
yeah.
glad you made it too. Beautiful. I hope they did a good job making you feel better and giving you all the love. And,
I had PT today
sometimes,
as well. It was very Aries.
yeah, yeah, they massage and do all of that stuff and help your muscles get strong. All of that's really important too.
Yeah.
So, but I love what you did with the symbol there. So,
Thank
all right.
you.
Okay. Now so we talked about all these planets in Aries, and then
Yes.
we've got the new moon coming up on the 17th. So that's going to be later next week. And that's also in Aries.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hello. So if the
So
full moon is when the signs are opposite, the sun and the moon are opposite. The new moon means that the sun and the moon are in the same sign of the zodiac.
this is
So,
good.
well, it's neutral. It is, it's like saying, is the full
Mhm.
moon bad? You know, it is what it is. It does what it does.
Oh, well, okay. Well, it's just a lot of fire. So
Yeah.
hi,
It's,
Sherry.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just telling, we're discussing all of the planets in Aries. So this is an astrology show today. So you popped in the right place because we're going to help everybody understand what's going on with the energy too. So, okay. And you were saying,
So we think about when the sun and the moon are in the same side of the zodiac, that makes a new moon.
Mhm.
Like I'm a Pisces sun with a Pisces moon. I was born on the new moon in Pisces.
Oh
So
my.
so we think about this new moon energy. It has more of a renewal
Mhm.
aspect. Now we think the new moon in Aries is going to be like something's giving birth, something's coming to form, something's giving life. There's no two ways around it. Like all of the pushing, the breathing and the pushing that we're doing, like the baby's gonna plop out on the 17th.
It makes such sense how you were talking about force, we were in flow, but that's what, when you are giving birth, you have to push and then you have to breathe.
Yeah.
You have to push and then you have to breathe. Oh, my wall just popped really loud. Oh my God.
Oh.
Thank you, Spirit. Good job. They got props for me today. Okay. All right. Colin is asking, what would you say could be the major month of this year?
It's April.
Yeah,
It's April
it,
without a doubt. And then
it's
we
right
have
now.
Jupiter moving into Leo, which is also going to be quite spicy. So I believe that'll be happening July.
Okay. All right. We'll have to do a show in July. Let's get our
Oh, you
calendars
know we
out.
will.
Oh, the 17th.
Yes.
Oh, is that when the new moon is?
Yeah, the new
Did
moon
I
is
just say
on
that?
the 17th, and then it will kind of be bleeding into the 18th. Oh wait, no, it actually the peak of it is on the 17th. So
Okay. All right. So there's a reason why Colin just brought that up because him and I were chatting on I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. We were chatting and then we were talking about Nikola Tesla. We were talking about ether like in the etheric fields,
right.
um, and cosmic stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I got to go do my workout. I get in the car, not kidding. This is not just synchronicity. This is synchronicity on steroids. I get in the car. I'm driving just a few minutes on the roadway. There's a car right there in front of me. It switches lanes to be directly in front of me. It's a Tesla, and it says Ether 17 on the license plate. So
Oh,
there's the 17. We were looking for the 17.
I guess so.
So,
Okay. Well,
so
we can
because
definitely.
we get synchronicities, but that was a highly intelligent, cannot deny synchronicity, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
that
Well,
was
and
that.
me and my band are performing on the 18th, so I'm like, maybe there's going to be some good juju that pops up there.
Oh, way good juju, way good juju.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, just throwing it out
and
there.
Jennifer's saying 17th new moon, Mars, Saturn conjunct 19th, Sun and Taurus on the 20th. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Kira Jade says her daughter's moving on the 17th.
there you go. So the shifts
So
are happening real time.
the shifts are definitely happening. Oh my goodness. And 17 adds up to 8, which is Jennifer Rose's infinity. So
Ah, there you
uh,
go.
speaking of which, everybody, the other side of infinity, we're going literally to the other side of infinity tomorrow with Colin Walker at 1 o'clock instead of 12, 1 hour later. Don't forget. So, all right. So these now the planets are all direct, right? They're not retrograde, so they're all direct. So what does
Yeah.
that mean? We've got a green light, or could we go too
Forward
fast, or
motion. Oh my gosh.
forward
Well,
motion?
you have to think we're all like it's Aries, so it's go go go. So it's like we're all in a NASCAR car, but instead of going in circles, we're being forced to go forward. You know?
Yeah,
So this is the time where people are being forced to break through the glass ceiling of whatever shame is holding them back. So
yeah,
like I said, me and my sexuality and my fear that I can't be a man of God and a spiritual psychic medium and also be gay.
right.
The old Catholic upbringing and the priest suppression and all of that, it's been coming up. It's been
Yeah,
forced into my awareness. So however anybody listening to this can relate to wherever they think they're not good enough or there's something about themselves or their identity that is shameful rather than authentic, or if there's just a lack of action to be the person you want to be, if you don't take the steps now, the universe is leaving without you. Like the plane is taking off.
oh my, we don't want that to happen.
Get out there, baby. Get out there.
I gotta say, and I mean no offense and no disrespect, I'm just kind of glad I wasn't raised Catholic because I just see so much. I see so many people trying to shed Catholic guilt, and it's like, oh, I'm glad that wasn't in my chart's hard enough, but I'm glad that wasn't in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Just for me, no offense, and I love Catholicism for all of its beauty and mysticism and things like that,
Well, I
and
heard it described as like when somebody goes into getting ready for their next lives, you know, and they're planning with their spirit guide. One way I've heard it is like you're going down a shopping aisle at the grocery store and you're like, do I want some Catholic guilt? Oh, family history of alcoholism. Oh, I think I'll get like a little sprinkle of maybe like bad acne in my child, like, you know, my teenage. Like you
oh, I
pick.
had that. Thank God I survived.
Well, and that can be an Aries thing, the face and shame around the
Yeah,
face,
yeah,
you know?
I know. Yeah, I know. I have a
So
little dysmorphia, so I never quite fully know how I look. So I roll with it. It could be so much worse. So,
there you go.
so Colin's wanting to know when this started coming up for you. The last month or so that you were working with that.
So when I was in the Catholic Church and I was 11 years old, I went to Catholic school and they used to hand out
Mm.
pamphlets that said like anybody who's gay, believes in astrology or tarot cards is going to burn in hell and that's a separation from God.
Oh, goodness
So my
gracious.
whole identity,
Oh,
hello.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so
Very
that
oppressive. Yeah.
Yes, and that shame went until about 17 years old, where I actually came out to a Catholic priest, and I was like crying, and he's like, "God loves you anyway," you know. It was quite revolutionary for him to say that to me, but that really saved my faith
Oh,
for a
more
long
chills,
time.
more
Yeah.
chills.
And then, I lived without that shame for a very long time until I started getting into relationships where I dated a married man who was married to a woman. So there's shame in that. And he was an Aries. And then I dated another guy who struggled with addiction.
Mhm.
So, and also had a really intense Pentecostal religious upbringing, even worse than the Catholics.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the
And Suri's talked
fragmentation.
about her Mormonism, that she's talked about that on lives before as well. So we got a lot of themes of
We
different
should do
religions and
an
how they affect
episode.
us. Yeah.
That would be really good.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
And a lot of people are resonating with the 17th, that's showing up for a lot of people too.
yeah.
Rosie's in Aries, you
And a
go
lot of
girl.
Aries people. So this identity, like, am I allowed to be myself, is an Aries question. And
Uh-huh.
I had a recent spiritual ceremony where it brought up all of the trauma of my Catholic upbringing and my guilt and this unconscious belief that I thought I have to be straight and marry a woman, etc., etc. And I'm working through it. Like, I'm actually moving through it, moving that feeling, realizing like I'm allowed to be myself.
Yeah, yeah, you are. I totally understand. And um, transformation is an interesting process because it happens so symbolically and it's so intense and dark, and it will bring you down to your knees, licking the floor, begging for God to spare you the pain that you're in while you're transforming. Because when you're going through transformation to the psyche, it feels like death, and it is in a way, but it's a
Yes.
different kind of death. But the light of you, we experience the light and the dark in our psychic reality too, and so sometimes it can feel like your mind is against you, or you perceive it as external, like there's some external forces against you, but that's an illusion. But what it is it's like the light of you will kind of cloak itself as something darker, or maybe something very, very uncomfortable or even scary, to get you to listen and pay attention and show you, show you something so that you really, really kind of wake up and understand it too. But the key is understanding it, because in the beginning you're like, what am I seeing? You're believing the story that's being played out, not realizing that it's coming to teach you something. It's coming to like snap you out of your awareness. And then all of a sudden, when that tower comes down and you realize, oh wait, that's not me, this is me, this is the real me. I was just being shown the illusion of me, the illusion of how I was seeing myself, the darkness that I wasn't aware of. And when you make that transition, that all of that energy in your psychic reality that was making that belief true is now free in your being, and you can create something else with it too. So a lot of people will get this shine, they'll get this glow when they come out
Mhm.
of that like kind of dark night of the soul.
I feel
And
like
people
it's
used to,
coming.
you've got the shining coming. I can see it, I can feel it too, and I've got chills right now too. But people would literally say, oh my God, you're glowing, and I'm like, I just got out of hell.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like when you do like
Oh,
a sweat lodge or something, you're like, and people are like,
oh
oh,
my
you're
God.
radiating. Or when you give birth, there you go.
Right, exactly, exactly. All right, so let's get a lot of people are uh, um, let me see. Carol, she said she was fortunate to have loving priests and nuns in her life. I was just being reminded of Sister Faustina. And Nancy's like, I have a hair appointment on the 17th. That does count. It's very Aries, very Leo,
Work
very
it,
me, me,
baby.
me, me,
Yeah.
me, me, your hair, And but Sister Faustina was the one who channeled the Divine Mercy Jesus. So this is the little Catholicism that I do know. And she was tested and tested and tested to believe in herself. And she finally got to the point where she's um, like, I don't care what the other nuns say about me. I don't care what anybody says about me. God loves me, and that's all that matters. Like, that's where she got to with her. But the Divine Mercy Jesus, this is just history. I'm not getting all religious on people. The Divine Mercy Jesus was the one who, it was the switch from a judgmental God to an all loving God. As does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Too. And she was sainted, I believe, if I've got that right too. So I always love female saints. Too.
Beautiful.
That's the one, your hair appointment. That's what the 17th is.
Exactly. Oh my
Yes, you
God.
will look very gorgeous on that day, Nancy. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of resonance with the religious background. So again, I can't say thank you. I'm happy that I didn't pull that one up on the supermarket aisle too. So
Well,
all
if I
right.
had to do it again, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I would be signing up for the Catholic guilt the second time around. I've
Yeah.
walked this path. It was an intense one.
Been there, done that. So it sounds like I'm keeping track of the time here. It sounds like we've got a lot to release, which
Mhm.
is old paradigms, old beliefs, old systems, old way of doing things, outdated. And I'm gonna say outdated spiritual teachings as well, because some of those were written a long time ago, and not necessarily appropriate for modern times. And especially when I say as a woman, I look at a lot of the spiritual teachings and I'm like, that's sure a good way to keep women submissive. And so I wonder who thought that, who wrote that, who channeled that. I'm not sure. That too. So that's got to go too. And then
Yeah.
there's our internal release, how we believe about ourselves. So we're lighting up and we're letting the layers fall away
Mm.
within the fires of transformation. And we just went through the Easter and the Passover and all of this too, which is that's transformative every year as it is because of that collective energy. And now we've got
Yeah.
all of this on top of it too. Um, okay. Um, I know we're going to talk about Uranus and Gemini because that's coming more towards the end of the month. And so we have another live scheduled in early May,
Yeah.
but we could just do a quick touch on that one.
Yeah. So you have to think Uranus is the planet of innovation, forward thinking, the
Mhm.
future, technology, invention, brilliance, the storm, the electrical storm.
Ooh.
And Gemini is the sign of community. So we have to think
Ah,
not just community, but respect, peace, unity, like really coming to a sense of like, here's the boundaries. We're going to all choose to respect each other. We don't need to agree with each other, but we can coexist in our individual boundaries. So the lowest vibration of Gemini is going to be fragmentation, fear, and war. So collectively, are we going to war again? Or are we as a collective going to come together to pray for peace? You know, are we going to continue to feel the duality of religion on, not allowing people to just be themselves? Or are we going to be forced into this dark hole? Well, it's up to us. We have to decide, what are we going to
yeah.
do with the energy? Are we going to come to love, to peace, to prayer, to meditation, to mutual healing? It's a big shift. And religion falls under Gemini. It's a Gemini territory.
Wow. Okay. So we're
So
going to have to prepare for our deep dive for our next show and that too. But that
yeah.
sounds like more more
Well,
transformation.
the
All
zodiac
this
is just
too.
an opportunity to play all the different perspectives out until we find love.
Yeah. Well, just saying, love always pulls through at the end. You can't destroy it. It's always, it's sovereign. I'm just going to say that. Just like, God, source, creator, universe is sovereign. So is love.
Yeah.
It just
Well,
is.
and if
Yeah.
love is really all that there ultimately is at the end of this, like Gemini is the sign of duality. So
Mhm.
how do we find love in duality?
Yeah.
You
How do
know?
we find darkness, light in the darkness? How do we see the holy and the unholy? How do we, love that which doesn't look like it should be loved,
Yeah.
which makes us want to hate? How do we find grace in places where there is none, where all we
Yeah.
see is violence and worse? It's
Yeah.
it's a hard test. That's one of the hardest tests for us to
Well,
find.
and what Suri shared with me earlier today on
Mhm.
our call, I brought up a really extreme example. How do I find compassion for XYZ? We'll just say victim and um, perpetrator.
Yeah.
How do I find compassion for the person who's perpetrating evil? And
Right.
she said the non-dualistic approach is to look at both parties involved and to have compassion that somehow they had a series of events that led them both to being in this position.
Right.
That's
And
where the compassion comes from.
right. And compassion doesn't mean condoning the behavior. It
Exactly.
means understanding the behavior and holding grace and sacred space around that. Because if we just add more judgment and hate to it consistently, I think sometimes we have to move through that emotion too and hold that with grace too. But in the end, that's not what's going to transform it too. Because the highest vibration of love is really is grace and compassion, and it shows up for everyone, no matter how bad they've been. That doesn't mean we can't look at a behavior or an action and say, "Yep, that's wrong."
Yeah.
We can hold, and that's where we're holding the both in the same container. And I think that's what's hard on the psyche. How can I say that that's wrong and then still, like, you can. It's just an understanding that we all come to.
Yeah.
But I understand that it's not eating. Oh, thank you, Colin. I appreciate you supporting me on that one. We can all do a show on that.
Yeah. Well,
Love
and
does always win.
to understand that Gemini frequency wants to split us, and it's our job to actually find peace instead of war or fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that what everything is the split? Like it's a split from the time that creator made us, split off into all of us, and so we're always trying to heal the split and come back into oneness
Yeah.
and come back into fullness too.
Well,
And
and what if the split is actually the integrity?
what if
Like,
it is?
you have to
Yeah.
think people who are in a band. This is very relevant to how I'm looking at things right now.
Danny's a fabulous musician on top of being an astrologer, by the way. And his website is right here if you want to get your chart done. And he also does synastry charts if you want to have your relationship looked at. He's really, really good. We just did a show on the Love Show, which you can find on YouTube, the replays, by the way, too, where we talked all about synastry. Now you were saying with your band, I had to plug you there.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Jennifer. With members of a band, you have to do splits when you're doing the songwriting. So that's always been my biggest fear is, oh God, the splits. But what if the splits are the integrity? What if the splits actually create the cauldron?
Yeah.
By sharing the music and splitting, it actually makes the thing more whole.
See, this is the paradox and the contradiction and the mystery of the universe, right? If we just look at it one way, we just go, oh, bad. But if we can look at it a whole nother way and just go, oh, wow, now that makes sense. This is why I always say sometimes nonsense makes the most sense, because when the answers to the true questions of we want the truth, there isn't usually one. There's a yes, no, maybe so, kind of, sort of, exactly. Not a depending on what lens you look through it too. And so be able to say, well, the split is hard, but the split is also good, right? Because it's expansion, it's creation, it's evolution, right? It's more possibilities, expressing more too. But I do wonder if all of this is astrologically happening is where it's like universe, creator, God, whatever we want to call this sovereign intelligence that we are a part of, has it exhausted enough possibilities, enough let's try it this way and this way and this way, of like how much we can test love. Is there a point where it says, yeah, we've tested it enough, let's start a new story? Like, have we tested love enough? Like, how bad can it be to see how far love still survives and thrives? And then does that infinite intelligence say, there's always more, but I've had enough, let's try something new?
Well, I also want to take
know
this a step further. Have you had enough Christmas? Do you never want to do Christmas again?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
So here's the other way of thinking about it. Incarnating here and having the opportunity to come and learn about love.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas. It comes around once a year. And once you're old enough to not be a child and not have the same wonder and magic, you do get to be there for the next generations that come through, and to help people, to mentor them through it, to guide them through it. Like it's not just about I love what you're saying about learning to love in all of these different ways, but it's also like once you've done it, then you get to be part of somebody else getting to do it too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. No, I love, because you're saying like keeping it going and the consistent evolution. I just I was looking through the lens of like infinite possibilities and infinite way of trying something and expressing a story in multiple ways with multiple roles. Kind of like this may be before your time. The movie War Games. Did you ever see that with Matthew
No.
Broderick? Okay, yeah, you're younger than me. So some of us do. And so the computer starts to simulate, literally simulate war, and but in its growing intelligence, the government is afraid that it's going to actually start a war by accident by getting the codes
Oh.
for the nuclear weapons. And so in the end, the computer starts doing multiple strategies and strategies and strategies, and then it just stops and it says, there's really no way to win this game. How about we play a nice game of chess? So it learns that there's no way to win the game of war, that
Mm.
however you play it, it always ends badly, right? And so
Whoa.
so it's kind of like, I'm wondering, like, has God tested love enough and showed us that it can never be destroyed, just like beauty can't be destroyed? There, it's indomitable, indestructible. Like we're a divine being, so we are indestructible. We're untouchable in a way. It's just our perception, our lens. And so, has He tried it enough? Has she tried enough times? Has tested the far end of the spectrum of darkness to say, that's enough, let's evolve. I don't know, maybe it's just a theory, but it's come through
I
on some
like it.
channeling. It's come through on some channeling I've done. But so maybe, all right, we got to go. We got 10 minutes, Danny, because we have
Yeah.
another show coming on. But thank you for listening. All right. So
Thank you for
are there
sharing.
any zodiacs that are going to be hit the most intensely? Is it the fire signs that are going to feel it the most?
I think Aries for sure is under the
Yeah.
most pressure in this. To have
Yeah.
that many planets going over an individual sign, that is crazy town. I don't know how my Aries are doing it.
Yeah.
So,
Pressure is a good word.
yeah. But it
Okay.
creates diamonds, which is Aries's birthstone.
That's the birthstone. Pressure
Yeah.
creates diamonds. There we go.
And there's a reason why
There.
diamonds are the birthstone for Aries.
And they're a girl's best friend.
That's right, period. So the next,
All birds in Aries love it.
yes, the next sign that I think is really going through is going to be Libra.
Oh,
So
wow. I thought you
first,
would say another fire sign.
oh
Okay.
no, imagine like the other fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, they're actually having a good time with these transits. It's bringing them like it's because it's trining them, it's making a positive aspect to them.
Oh,
Whereas like
cool.
the harder aspects are the opposition, the conjunction, and then we can also think the other two signs that are having the hardest time are going to be Capricorn and Cancer. So
Okay.
our cardinal signs of the zodiac are going through it.
Ooh. But what about Pisces? You're a Pisces.
Oh my
So how
gosh.
does it affect up the Pisces, the dreamers?
Well,
Because
us
that's
dreamers.
the end of the zodiac. So we've got
Yeah.
the beginning and the end. So I'm just curious.
Yeah. Well, we Pisces, we know all about the final stop. It's all about love. And then the only way to up level love is to be like, great, love and light. Yes, we got all that in Pisces. Let's go to Aries. Now like do something with it. So
Ooh.
it's forcing us Pisces who can be a bit neglectful, who can, not, we might be playing our video games or watching our movies or doing our art or writing our songs, but we're not always the most proactive. So Pisces are being forced to step it up and to do something with all of the work and the art and the astrology and the book and whatever they've done. Like we're being pushed.
So you need an Aries to just be like, come on, show up, get it done, get it
Well,
done.
exactly,
You can do this. You got this.
chugga
Move
chugga
it.
choo choo.
Move it. Very Aries.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
think? Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Oh,
All right, Leo feeling something here. Nancy's feeling it as
that's
as a
it,
Leo.
Nancy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go,
She's
girl.
she's got the fire. Kim is saying true about Pisces because I think Kim
She's a
was
Scorpio, isn't she?
no, I think Kim is a Pisces too because she just had
Oh.
a St. Patty's Day birthday.
Oh,
Super
happy
cool.
birthday, Kim.
Yeah, I know,
Whoa,
right?
she's a Scorpio.
Yeah. Mish's son is a Pisces too. Scorpios are so dramatic. I can spot them. They just have the energy. And I'm like, you're a Scorpio, aren't you? And they're
Mhm.
like, how'd you know? And I'm like, it's just all over you.
The intensity.
Okay. Real quick. Saturn and Neptune and Aries. How does that affect like our dreams?
Well, the
Things like that.
Saturn-Neptune conjunction is one of the most intense,
Mm,
spiritually dense, secretive, mysterious, and impactful conjunctions that exist in the entire zodiac. So
Wow.
you have
Okay.
to think this conjunction happens once every 36 years. Some of the major events that we see is like bombing happening in Iran or major
Hmm.
events happening in Iran. It's common. This is a
Yeah.
common thing that we see under this conjunction. We also
Okay.
see the death or the birth of John Benet Ramsey. We also see the
Oh,
birth of
wow.
Jeffrey Epstein under the
On.
Saturn Neptune conjunction.
Oh my gosh.
All of these alignments. So this conjunction has a lot to do with revealing the
Hmm.
underbelly of humanity or
The
revealing the underbelly of the psyche.
right.
So we're in Aries. So all of the shadow, all of the darkness, all of the waste, all of the shame,
The underworld
the
is rising
underworld,
into the sunlight,
it's
the
being
sun.
forced. It's being put under the pressure of Saturn. And then Neptune is at its lowest vibration, addiction and neglect. But its highest vibration is healing. It's trying to
Mhm.
force something into healing in the collective, to
Thank
heal the
goodness.
collective unconscious.
So that's a gift. And I hope that what you just said helps people understand because there's so much fear and anxiety around the world events.
Yeah.
And what you just said will help us to go, oh, okay. So there's an energy there that helps it to make more sense. And so now it's what do we do with it to help it make it better, help it get
Yes.
that healing and process. So we actually feel like we have some agency and don't feel like we're just kind of like a victim to all of it too. Oh, that's funny. I just heard a
I
siren
know
go
the
by.
sirens. So
Wow.
to go with
Oh.
our siren, the next
Yeah.
time you see someone in a position of power or hear something on the news, rather than
Mhm,
being revolted by it or to try to push it away, think,
mhm.
where did the person who made that decision fall? Where did the person who made that decision experience pain or trauma in their lives that left them to make that decision? And then at a certain
Yeah.
point, compassion will only go so far because we might have a
Mhm.
lot of revolutions coming up over the next year.
So buckle
People,
up.
yeah,
Oof.
people refusing.
Wow.
There's going to
Yeah.
be revolution.
Wow. I'm all for a love revolution.
Yeah, I'm here for
That
it too.
works. All right. Manifestation window, April 18th to the 23rd. Career
Yes.
and money. Really, really quick because I know we got another show, but what can we say about that really fast?
So this window is we're seeing the transition from Aries season into Taurus season. So
Okay.
Aries means you already started the thing. Taurus means you now have to accept the thing that you started, to stick with it,
Okay.
to keep moving forward, to evolve past it. But
Okay.
it's definitely a period where love and money, you have to decide, how am I going to manifest with that energy? We've taken the proper steps of action. Now, how do you get the return on the investment through your manifestation?
Okay. All right. I like that. Michelle's saying she's confused about her life right now. Is it because she's in Aries? Like she's expecting something to happen, but
Oh,
she doesn't know
honey,
what it is.
yes. If it hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet, you've got time. It's going to be revealed
Okay. Okay.
without a
That's
doubt.
good.
There's just
Yeah.
no way around it.
Yeah. That's good news. That's good news. All right. Final question. And if anybody else wants to chime in on this real quick, too. All right. If this month was a movie,
All right.
what would it be? How should we play our roles in this?
Well, it's kind of like a combination of like an action movie. We've got all this Aries like dun 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 dun
Mission
dun.
Impossible, very Mission
Yeah,
Impossible.
Mission Impossible for real. But then we also think of like a teen coming of age tale. So
Mm,
this idea of like stepping into who you are, you're gonna have to face all of the struggles and the turmoil, and then realize you're actually one of the X-Men, and you have the ability to like shoot electricity bolts out of your forehead. There's this coming of
so
age superhero.
the hero's journey, the
Yes.
maturing, it's the maturing of the ego, the
Yeah.
maturing of the psyche. And as Colin was saying, good thing he's still here. He's like, the adults have entered the room. That's the shift we're going into with the the paradigm shift and the ascension process. Like now it's time for the adults to enter the room
Yeah.
because the collective psyche has to mature. It has to grow up because what's happening, we are seeing most people running the world are youngsters in adult bodies that haven't fully individuated themselves yet too, and we see what happens when that happens too. It's another lens that we look through. So good thing for adults entering the room, right, Colin? So Mission Impossible, a little James Bond, and maybe some Wonder Woman. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Thelma
Wonder
and
Woman.
Louise.
Period.
Yeah,
Thelma and
yeah.
Louise.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I feel the Wonder Woman. That's a good.
We've got our.
Yes.
I used to love her when I was a kid.
Oh, she's the
She was the
Aries
only.
archetype.
She is, and she was the only female superhero that we really had for the most part. That was like really, really out there too. But in the modern movie that's played, I forget her name. Forgive me, because she's so
Gal
beautiful. But
Gadot.
in the modern movie, she's going like straight into the work, and she has to get over to the people on the other side, and they're like, "There's no way you can't go in there." And so she's like, "But that's where the problem is," and she's like, that's what it is. And so she goes in there and they're all shooting at her and she said, do all this. And then everybody can follow her in. So it's like she leads the way to the people who need the help. So God bless Wonder Woman. We love her. So everybody get your Wonder Woman vibe on.
Amen.
And Colin is saying, oh yes, to the grownups taking care of the world now. We like that too. And we got a Thelma and Louise from Michelle Oliver too. So, okay, Danny, any last words you would like to leave us with? Danny and I will be back, I think, on May 7th to talk about the Gemini and the
yes, Uranus.
my Uranus and Gemini. We're going to go deeper into that too. And another Wonder Woman hero. So again, you all can reach Danny at santoscrystalvisions.com. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, right? Santos Crystal Visions. And you can book a chart reading with him too. And he also is a musician. So if you're in the Los Angeles area and surrounding, you can go and see one of his events that he's playing too. I hope I get to do that too.
Yes.
So, all right. So please give us a closing of what you would, just last minute words you'd like to share with us.
Yeah. So
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My YouTube channel is called Astro Daddy Podcast.
Astro Daddy Podcast. I love it. That's so,
and then
so perfect.
Our parting words are going to be just do it. You know,
just do it.
Just do it. The thought that I want to leave everyone with is, if you don't make the jump now, when? You're going to miss it. The plane is taking off. The flight is leaving. If you don't make that big choice or that big decision now, it'll be another 14 years, if not longer.
Ooh. So take the leap, even if it's into the unknown.
Yes.
And trust the universe.
You got to trust
faith
the universe.
And trust. Wow. Good universe.
Good universe. Good universe.
We're just gonna give you some love there, baby.
Good universe.
I know.
Astro Daddy Podcast. That's right.
Can you tell Danny and I have good chemistry on camera together?
Yeah. Well, I got my Venus and Aries. You know, I love that fiery, fun energy.
Venus is so beautiful and sensual, and all things beautiful. I love Venus. It's the best. That's one of my planets. So, all right, everybody. I will see you tomorrow with the wonderful and fabulous and cosmic Colin Walker, Light Traveler. And we will be starting an hour later than usual at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. in the UK, and that's 4 Eastern tomorrow. And we're going to the other side of infinity, which is super interesting since my show is called Embracing Infinity. So please live well, love you well, and live your best life. Step into the unknown. Make it as sexy and fun as you can, because life is worth living and it's short, people. So let's go. Yes?
Let's go. And that's
all right.
Period.
I like that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Take good care. See you tomorrow.
Bye.